It's a victory for First Nations kids, but it's also a victory for all Canadians.
The federal government has been discriminating against First Nations children on reserves. That was concluded this morning by the Canadian Human Rights Tribunal in their landmark ruling after almost a decade of deliberations.
Hopefully with today's decision, we can get on track toward an actual solutions that can address the long-standing inequalities in funding for services on reserves.
In 2007, the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society and the Assembly of First Nations filed the human rights complaint against the government, arguing that First Nations children on reserves do not receive the same amount of child welfare services compared to non-Aboriginal children.
There's a third or fourth class rate of treatment here that should totally be unacceptable. It's the same thing that we're dealing with in the Reconciliation Commission report, the same thing that we're dealing with in the Murdered and Missing Indigenous Women's Inquiry.
Benjamin says this decision should not only pave the way for change for First Nations children, but also for Indigenous people in communities like Fort St. John who don't have enough resources.
We would hope that this decision could lead to a significant and hopefully a dramatic improvement in the quality and accessibility of basic services that families need in their reserve communities.
Activists say this decision has been a long time coming, and now a step towards change must be made.
What we should see as a consequence is immediate government action to raise the funding levels for on-reserve services to support First Nations families.
Indigenous Affairs Minister Carolyn Bennett says she agrees with the tribunal's decision and that changes need to happen. But to implement those changes, Bennett says it will require a significant amount of money. As to how much, she did not disclose. Kerrisa Wilson, CJDC-TV News, Fort St. John.